Regan says he hath ever but slenderly known himself. They're saying he's always been a nightmare.
The best and soundest of his time hath been but rash, Goneril says. So he's always been rash.
Regan is a whole different kettle of fish. I think she is the person that he knows the least well of all three of them. I think he has an idea of who Regan is, which is absolutely 180 degrees away from the reality. I think he's convinced that she is gentle and loving, but I think she plays a flirtatious game with her father. She's the middle child. I think she's got away with a lot. I think her life and what Lear believes her life to be are two totally different things.
She really believes it's the right thing to do, not to flatter and pander to him like she's seen her sisters do, because she knows them. She says, I know you what you are. She can see through the lies.
If you start from the position where when Lear says, I am a man more sinned against than sinning, is actually the lie of a sentimental and unhinged old man, it's a much more interesting play, in my opinion. He is not more sinned against than sinning. He has sinned against far more people than have sinned against him. That is an indulgence. That is a man who's feeling self-pity and an enormous amount of hurt, yes. But isn't it much more interesting to watch someone who is deeply flawed and has done terrible things? Kent says in the first scene, thou dost evil. Not thou dost wrong or bad, thou dost evil, he says. And Kent, you always get the feeling in this play, is the person one should believe. I don't know why one feels that, but he seems to be, honest Kent, seems to be that pivotal figure. And Lear banishes him. Lear knows that what he says on some level is true, but he cannot acknowledge the possibility that he is correct.
I mean, I think it's quite interesting that that Sam has put the fool in the first scene, because he's not written into it. And I think it's very interesting for the fool to see what happens to Kent for telling the truth in that first scene and for being honest and straightforward. By way of contrast, that first scene that the fool appears in, he does far worse, really, than Kent does.
Shakespeare is all about contradictions, and here is a play in which every character is a living contradiction. You know, everyone is either perceived by one person to be one thing and then reveals himself to be another, pretends to be someone else. Layer after layer, every character is stripped away until they're revealed at their core. And it seems to me that the play is about stripping away home and rank and status and appearance and even sanity, so that what happens is you reduce man to, as he says, a bare forked animal. Is man no more than this, Lear says. And I think that's really the existential element of the play that comes into play almost halfway through during the storm scene.